Oh, I saw your question from 6.1. I guess it's number 15 in the homework, or 37 out of the book. So you got a bunch of credit, one question from how many credit cards do you currently have? And looks like here's the data. And it looks like you did calculate the mean and the standard deviation, okay. But I guess you're having problems here. Determine a probability distribution. Number of credit cards issued. I guess one thing I've noticed here, this is probability here, and I think you're putting the number of credit cards. And so, this instead of 15, this is 15 out of 100. So, instead of having 15 here, that's you got 100 credit cards total. So it's 15 out of 100. So that should be 0.15. Then so each of these should have a point in front of them. This should be 0.60, 0.84. Well, this can't add up. I think there's only 100 cards. These numbers look way too big. Click here. It gives you. Let's see. Can I take this in a stat crunch successfully? Okay, so they brought it into stat crunch. Here they are. I think I'll reorder them so I can see how many they got. So I go. Let's see. It's data. I want to rearrange it. Let's see. I want to sort it. Okay, so I want to sort the data in this column. I'm going to just create a new column with the data sorted. And so here it's sorted the data, and I can just quickly see how many ones I have. Oops. Make this a little bigger. So we've got 15 ones. So indeed there's 15 ones. So that should be 0.15 there. Then how many twos do we have? Well, we start at 16 and we go down to 45. And so I think that should be what we got. We got 45 minus 15. That'd be what, 32s? So that should be 0.3. And how many threes do we got? Oh, wait a second. How many pieces of data do we have? Yeah, we just have 100 total. Like, there's only 2 tens. So that should be, over here should be 0.02. Now, you could maybe do one way you got 100 and you just figure out how many you got here. So there's 15 out of 100. So this first one should be 0.15. Now, if you want to be a little lazy, I could just do like, let's see if I do a pie chart with the data. I want just the percents here, I guess. If I compute that, it gives me all the percents. I'd be a little lazy. So there's 15% of them are 1, 30% is 2, 2%. Of course, you can't enter that 2 here. You got to enter 0.02. And this one's also 0.02. So so I just get the data real quickly from a pie chart. You see. Oops. I'll bring that pie chart back up. So over here, I don't know if it'll let me fix that or not. So that, that should be 0.15. That should be 0.3. 30% of them are 2s. 0.28. Looks like your counting's way off. And how many 4s? There are 12%. 0.12, or there were 12 of those. 5s, 6%. So it should be, what does it say, 6%, 0.06. Then 6 would be 0.02, you know, it's 2% over here. Then we got 7's another 2%. Then 8 is what, 1%. Whoops. So that'd be 0.01. I guess there's only one of them like that. And there were, what, 2 of them. And then we had, again, 2 of them. So that's just how many you have of each. 10, you know, 2 people have 10 credit cards. So that had, you know, I use pie chart or, you know, order them, but you just got to count how many you got out of 100. So that'll help with that part. I think the next part asked you, next part asked you to redo the mean and the standard deviation using this table here. Well, you got to look at the graph first, and then they want you to redo these using the table. And I'd probably just use Stat Crunch for those. You know, I'd probably enter the 1, the 2. Oops, let's start at the top. 1, 2. This number of credit cards. And over here I put the probability 0.15 and a 0.3 and a 0.28 and a 0.12 and a 0.06 and a 0.02 and a 0.02 and a 0.01 and 0.02 and then 0.02. So we have the data in this table in the Stat Crunch, and then you can use Stat Crunch in the, you know, in that custom calculator as the video showed you. You know, pick the weights, the columns, and it'll give you the mean and the standard deviation, which is real close to what we have here. There's probably a little bit of rounding in it on the standard deviation. Also gives us the graph, doesn't it? So I think, you know, next part it asks for the graph and it asks for the mean, standard deviation. Hope that helps.